We're going to hear that little recording. Hey, I love that little recording. I'm starting to get used to it. How you doing, everybody? It's Call My Disco, UIA TV. I have my co-host, Mr. Matt Nuccio. Matt, what's happening, my friend?
Hey, what's going on? Back for a second time today, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I thought we were going to come on. You would be like sleeping or napping by your desk there. I'd have to wake you up.
Yeah, well, it came down darn close, I'll tell you that.
Hey, listen, I saw you at the Shark Tank party the other night there. It was a lot of fun. Now, you were up there and you decided to make a weekend out of it. You were biking with your family. Was that fun or what?
I went downhill mountain biking with my high school friend and my two sons. So, yeah, my goal was to try to get my children seriously injured, and I failed. They didn't get hurt. So I got to go again.
Well, cool, man. Cool. As you guys know, you're listening. We're live. We have Mr. Steve Greenberg on with us. Steve, how you doing, my friend?
Just fine. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on, and good to see you. I'm sorry about the kids. That's a shame.
Yeah, listen, tonight I'm gonna have them walk around the perimeter of the brim of the house while it's raining. Hopefully.
That's a good idea. Yeah, holding umbrellas, holding kites or metal things.
Well, you know, Matt's in the toy business. He's always looking for ways to get everybody hurt. Don't run with this.
I've been trying to launch lawn darts for years. No one's taken.
Well, the toy industry is like more secretive and more than like the CIA and our stealth weapons. It's like, the toy industry, that's the one you got to watch. They know everything. So
yeah. Well, I believe that, right? I believe that.
We're racing. It's a fashion industry, so everyone's racing for the same deadline, which is Christmas.
And there's more stealing and sabotage and espionage and stealing this guy's idea. There's more great stories in the toy industry than anywhere. I mean, beats the CIA by far. That's cool.
You know, it's funny you say that, Steve. Hey, Matt, and Steve, you might know about this. I mean, you've been around TV for a little bit. Do movies reach out to you? Like, how far in advance to say, hey, we're going to have this movie and we're going to start selling these?
Oh, yeah, I get locked into rooms, I kid you not, with scripts and cameras on me and my name written across every page of the script. And I have to read them. And sometimes I'm reading them to make toys. Sometimes I'm reading them to figure out how to make things more toyetic. So they'll have me change things so that we can make action figures or vehicles or dolls or whatever out of it. And that could be a movie that never comes out. We're just doing that, or it could be a movie that's about to go into production, and that'd be about 2 years in advance. Movies, it's crazy. It takes longer for a toy to come out than a movie. It really does.
Wow.
It's an amazing industry because you see there, and again, it's also a very secretive little world because they're so worried about someone else taking their idea. So those two industries together would be very frightening, I think.
Well, because as Carmine knows, we're at my companies. We're actually on a movie studio a lot, so we do work with the studios.
Yeah, that's
very cool.
Hey, Steve, do you see that a lot when movies come out? I know that you deal a lot in bringing products onto TV and things like that. Do some of the studios say, hey, this movie's coming out. Can you get some of these toys? Or
I get tons of the PR people from the various studios hitting me up like, there's a new, the Baby Yoda or whatever the thing is at that moment. But the reality is that because the TV networks are owned by companies that compete with the studios, you're not, so if a Disney property is going to be very comfortable on an ABC program, but NBC and CBS are not going to be so quick for it because that's the competition. So if something explodes, let's say, and it's huge and it's a Disney property, the Today Show is going to just eat it and take it on because it becomes pop culture. But they're not going to help fuel that thing. So when it's still percolating, it's brand new, it's not doing so great, they're ignoring it. The Good Morning America might be all over it to try and bring it up. But only if it explodes and hits a certain level of everybody's talking about it will the Today Show allow a competing company to get on their show. Wow. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I mean, Baby Yoda is a good example. That was one that you couldn't skirt.
Right. That was so huge. It just you had to talk about it. So
what about this? And you guys, I don't follow it as much as Amazon buying MGM. Does that kind of affect anything in the toys or movie marketing?
I'm sure it will, but I don't. I mean, it's just happening now, so the future is unwritten. We'll see.
It's really what Amazon does with MGM, like if he decides to go hog wild into James Bond, because now that he owns that license, he will, then you'll be seeing a lot of James Bond. It really depends on what the company decides to do with it. And then of course we'll all be reacting to it.
Yeah. It's amazing, when you think about it, how a single person can now control what, kind of movies that come out. You don't really think of it like that, the power in that.
That was the way it used to be. I mean, there used to be MGM was Metro Gold, Leo Goldwyn Mayer or something was the guys who ran that. All those studios were run by one guy, each one, and they were all powerful. And then corporations took them over, and now those corporations are all being combined. And again, you got a single guy in charge of everything. So
wow, that's awesome. Well, it kind of brings me to it, Steve, and we get a lot of inventors, and Matt probably does too, that their thought processes, if I can just get this on Shark Tank or the Today Show, or it'll be a big hit. Is that something that you see, or is it just mostly like it's news and it's not going to make you a billionaire?
Well, I don't think it's going to make you a billionaire, though you never know what'll happen if you just hit the right moment. And I don't think any one appearance, unless something incredible happens, it blows up the stage and, but short of that, there's so much stuff going on. There's so many channels. It's such a noisy world that one scream on one little show is barely heard. So I'd have to say that, but you can certainly sell, a few hundred or 1,000 or 2 units by a TV appearance. So that's a good shot in the arm. And of course, that helps bring you to the next level. So I think, getting free publicity on television is always a good thing. And, when I wrote my book, Gadget Nation, most of the products that I profiled, which were a lot of them new products, actually did very well. More than the percentage should have done that should have done well, did well. And I think it's mostly because I picked products that had legs that would be good on television. And not the producer in me saw that, and that's why I picked them for the book and showed them on TV. But I think that other producers on various shows around the country also saw the legs in those products, and they picked them. So these products all got a lot of extra free publicity, editorial, earned publicity, it's called. And by doing that, I'm sure it helped their sales and it helped them survive and hopefully grow. So not all of them, but a lot of them. So I think you're foolish as an inventor if you don't knock on the door of your local station. First of all, you're a story. If you live in, Lincoln, Nebraska, and you invent something, guess what? Your local news in Lincoln, Nebraska wants to know you've got a product, especially if it's for sale someplace. They want to know about it. You're a star in your neighborhood. So you're the story if, in your neighborhood, that's the local part. And if the product is really interesting and really solves a problem and has a little humor to it, or is really a different take, then it's a national story. You may not be the story anymore, but now the product's the story. So, you should be sending stuff out, whether you hire a PR person or not, or follow me on social media, but then there are like 25 other guys who do what I do, and women, of course, and follow them and just reach out to us. Let us know what you're doing. And one of us will take your product on. So it makes a lot of sense to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, and having done this for my entire career, I'm very familiar with what you're talking about. But I think we should explain to the audience, what makes how a properly demoed product can really succeed on TV and how it needs to be able to be demoed. Can you expand upon that?
Yeah, it needs to have a little bit of humor to it. If it doesn't have, I don't think it has to. Obviously there are serious products out there that do serious things, but for the morning talk shows and for a lot of what I do, it's light news. And so light news wants something humorous. But so for example, I'm going to just reach over here.
It just happened.
Is called Soda Spud, and it sits inside their couch cushions and can hold your soda. So, is this going to save the world? No. But is it cute and kind of funny? Yeah. And it does solve the problem. It works. Believe me, my couch is right here and it fits right there. And, so when I saw this product, I was like, you know what? I want to show this on TV. So after we finish this, I'm going to be talking to Seattle NBC, and that audience is going to learn about this product. So I think that's the kind of thing. It has to solve a problem. It can't be crazy expensive, and it has to do it in a different way. You know, I've seen other soda holders, but this is a little different. So it's worthy of my attention.
Yeah, that's pretty cool little product. And we're going to talk a little bit about your show too. Now, your book, Steve, was that turned into some kind of TV show or a movie or something like that?
No, it's actually the opposite of that. So here, shameless plug, because I am the plug meister. There
So,
it is, Gadget Nation. That's my book. So this was originally, in my head, it was a TV show. I'd always worked in television. I was a TV news reporter. And I was like, I got a great idea for a TV show. So I put together this presentation. I had been working for Roker Productions, doing what's called sizzle reels, like little vignettes for other people. I said, I got one for me. Yeah. So I put together this thing. I shopped it around. Nothing. It sat like a lox. Nobody wanted it. I was sad. I had put a lot of time, energy, and money into it.
Now he's quiet. No, hear you. No,
yeah, Steve, if you can hear me, your mic went out. He's gonna. But Matt, while Steve's fixing his mic, do you ever get any of your products like on any of the shows, Today shows or anything?
Yeah, all the time, and we work very tightly with a lot of the groups that do that sort of thing. There's a few that specialize in doing that in toys, and yeah, it's always cool when you wake up in the morning, you turn on the Today Show or whatever, and you know there they are trying to holding
How's
up.
that? Great. Back on?
Yeah, we got
a
you
couple
back.
times a year. It's come on, so they'll do like the hot toys for Christmas, the what's hot for spring toys. So yeah, it's done heavily in my industry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
filling in for you, Steve, while you're
you were saying
I'm back. Technical problem. So so as I was saying, that's you know, if it has a little humor to it and it solves a problem, it does it in a different way, easy to explain, fast, you see it, you understand it right away, then it's something I would pursue.
Cool.
So I think that's where I left off.
Well, you were talking about how your book.
So the TV. So I was pitching my book, pitching a TV show. Nobody wanted it. Sat like a lox, like I said. And one guy at a meeting I went to said, you know, why don't you pitch it? Why don't you make a book out of it? I said, I'm not a book guy. I'm a TV guy. Thanks. He said, it's really easy. Here's some names of some literary agents. He gave me a list of names. I took the same thing. I just changed the word book to show. I did a really half-hearted job. And believe it or not, I got an agent real quickly. I had a book in a couple of weeks. And next thing you know, in fact, I started writing the thing because I had to write the book. Yeesh. And I wrote about, 30 stories of the 107 that are in there. And what happens, I went, the publisher wanted to meet with me because I'd sent them the first 30. And I was saying to myself, if they say they're not interested or they don't like the way I'm doing it, I had the check in my checkbook in my back pocket. I'm going to give them back the money and say, I'm just not doing this. It's not for me. But they liked it. And then I had to write the rest of the book. I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But I got through it and it was a nightmare. But I did.
That's great, man.
Yeah, and it worked out. I mean, and actually that really changed my whole career because that got me on the Today Show. It just changed a lot of things in my life because of that book. So the world's changed a lot. So maybe it may not be as true now, but I highly recommend writing a book. I wish I had done it 20 years earlier in my career.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm currently working on a pamphlet.
Okay, pamphlet. Well, everything starts with the pamphlet and works. It'll grow. You give it a little bit of food, some sunlight, you throw it into a book. That's how you do it.
Facing west.
Good advice. Let me write this down.
That's gold there. That's gold from Steve. He's done it, man. So Steve, I want to save a few minutes before we get off about your show that you're currently doing, which I love. But how does somebody, get you a product? Is there preparations and things? Tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes of getting a show ready and maybe a little about, getting a product onto the Today Show and what happens behind the scenes.
Well, in my, I can't say everyone who does it what I do does it the same way, but this is how I do it. I mean, years ago, I used to cut things out and put them in folders and all that stuff, and that's long gone. Right now, the way it works is that the Today Show gives me a theme. I don't pick the theme. They say, right now I just finished up doing Father's Day gadgets, but they said they want it for dads 40 to 60 years old. They came on and gave me the range, what they wanted and what they're looking for, and the price point under $100. And I put that out on social media. I put it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and on Harrow and ProfNet. I put it out there like, this is what I'm looking for. I get a lot of responses. I pick the ones I kind of like best. I put them together in a document, give them to the producer of the Today Show. They then pick like the final selection of the 5 or 6 or 7th they want for the segment. And that's what I do. And then I have to bring them all in. And then in the old days, bring them to the studio, get them set up there. These days, do it at my house. But it's, that's really what it comes down to. And I see a lot of great stuff. I see, thousands of products a year. And, it's really coming down to the ones that fit that niche. So the same thing, Dr. Oz has me on, same rigmarole. I put it out on social media. So it's good to follow me on all the social media. I'm on a lot. And then I really wanted to have my own little world. And that's why I started the game show was one, I was stuck here during lockdown, during the pandemic. And I was like, I really had an idea for a TV show. I did not see it happening, just like it didn't happen with Gadget Nation. So I said, you know what, right now, when Zoom was becoming so popular, I was like, this is the perfect venue to do a game show. So I launched, here we go.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
I love it.
And basically, I'm all in. I'm all in. So I put together a panel of some experts and who have a good sense of humor, hopefully, and we pick up a product. Could be this, could be this, it could be this, any kind of thing that I see that has a mystery quality to it. Like when you first look at it, you're not sure what the heck it is. And then they ask some, 20 questions to try and narrow it down. Sort of like, what's my line? Which I used to love when I was a kid. And it's very old school. This is not a TikTok kind of show. It moves along like a regular, like What's My Line did. And we've got a good audience. We have about 1,000 subscribers now, which I'm really proud of. And I want to grow up more. So hopefully with more subscribers, I can get a sponsor, and a sponsor will mean the show will go on. And for inventors, there's this selfish motive that they should subscribe to it, because I'm creating another platform to show your product. So there's the Today Show and Good Morning America and all those shows, and there's Shark Tank and those shows. There's another show where if you have the right kind of product and we support the show, it's another place where you can then have your product presented. You can have it talked about for 10 to 20 minutes, just your product alone, and then it's revealed. I always show a minute commercial for the product after it, so you really do get your fair plug at the end of it. And so for the inventing world, and I've worked, I've been on the board of the UIA, and I've been in the inventing world for an embarrassingly long time. I really think this is not only fun for me, but it's also kind of a service for inventors. So I'm hoping inventors out there, you folks, should subscribe to the show, because you're helping me help you. So if you want to do that, subscribe to the show, tell your friends, your spouses, your kids, subscribe. You've got a lot of devices, you can subscribe on different devices.
Yeah, there you go.
Click on that little bell next to it so you'll get notified when I put up new episodes. And like I said, help me help you. So
I'm going to help you. This time next year, I want to look at your site. I want to see that it's brought to you by the good people of Ovaltine.
I'm loving it. I love Ovaltine. Absolutely. Yes. So, and of course, if you're a sponsor out there and you're listening to this, yeah, I'm looking for a sponsor. So I'm looking for subscribers and a sponsor. So, help. And again, I really do think it's a fun platform. And so on the Today Show, frankly, your product is on for 20 to 40 seconds if you're lucky, and I move on. Here, everybody's looking at this product and talking about it and staring at it for 10 to 20 minutes as we ask questions and think about it and come up with ideas of what it is until we finally reveal it, and then we show your commercials. So you're getting really, a lot of TLC for the product. So I'm hoping you all will appreciate that and you'll subscribe. You hear that? I know your names. I know where you live.
I love the show because, one, you guys are having fun on the show. And it is funny. And two, I've been watching, and sometimes I cannot figure out what the damn product is.
I know. I mean, it's really amazing. First of all, I try to get, I'm the one picking the products. So I'm trying to find something that I think is going to kind of stump the panel. I mean, I want them to get it eventually, but I want to make it tough. And I think, oh, this is going to be so easy. Oh my God, everybody knows this product. This is going to be a piece of cake. Oh, why am I doing this? And then they're like, they can't get it. I'm like, oh God, this is great. I'm like, I can't believe it myself. Like, why couldn't they get it? So what I should have said earlier, if you want to subscribe and do all that stuff, I made it really easy. You can put in what the heck is that in YouTube and go directly to the site. Or if you go to my website, which is gadgetgameshow.com, gadgetgameshow.com, you click on the YouTube, it takes you right to the link. So you don't have to like type in a lot of stuff. So it makes it easier because people complain like, I can't find it.
Or if they see you walk down the street, they can scan your QR code.
Yeah, they can do my QR code. Absolutely. I always appreciate that.
Never know.
I'm worried when it happens at first. Like, hey,
you got a tattoo of the QR code on the back of your head.
That's the future. Probably that's where we're all heading. We'll all have QR codes somewhere. I hope right here.
There you go.
A lot of real estate for a QR.
Have you moved any of those types of products to some of the other venues, or they're just
so I mean, if you go to that site, the gadgetgameshow.com, you scroll down, you can connect with me very easily there, and tell me your product, and I'll certainly consider it. Right now, I'm going to be very selfish. I'm picking products that have a really decent social media footprint because I'm trying to get some traffic. And, so that's part of what I'm going to be asking. And you better have subscribed before you ask to be on the show. Because I had some couple of people like, no, I haven't subscribed. I'm like, well, why are you even reaching out to me? I mean, come on, play along with me here. But yeah, absolutely. In fact, the stuff I just showed you now, don't tell anybody, might actually show up on the game show because I think this one might be easy to guess, but it might not be. Because if you hold it exactly like this, then it sort of seems logical. But if it's presented like this, it's amazing what people do, how they don't think of it. I think this is really like let's play right now, you guys. What the heck is this?
Jeez, where would I guess that is?
Golf shoe brush.
Good guess. I could absolutely see that, but it's not.
But it's not.
Look at those bristles again there. What do we got?
The bristles. Let me show you the bristle. Oh,
there's an angle to it. So
it's got a suction cup on the bottom.
It has a suction cup on the bottom.
Okay.
It scratches your head.
Nope.
It scratches somebody else's head.
No.
That's crazy.
Nice. So the good way to do is try to guess the room of the house it would be used in. Maybe that'll help.
I'm hoping it's not the bathroom.
It is the bathroom.
Oh, well then you don't want to know how I would use it, so I'm not.
Not for that.
Wow. Oh, to clean your toothbrush.
No, but you're close. You are warm. You're very warm.
Wow.
Not there yet.
A toothbrush brush.
That would be that's another good product idea, but no. This is, but you're very, very warm.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's to clean your razor blade.
Oh, look at that.
So they have it suctioned like in the sink. So when the sink is filled with water, you shave that way. It sits there and you can go underwater to do it. I've actually used it like sitting on the counter. It's worked pretty well. It does. They claim and I'm going to say they claim that you get a longer life out of your blade, which is possible because it does, once that stuff gets gunked up, you're not going to use it anymore. But this is called Shave Rescue. There you go.
Cool.
So
that is cool.
I stumped two big time product experts here. You see? And I'm telling you, it wasn't that hard to stump them.
Well, no. I don't know if you noticed, I obviously shave a lot.
I know. I see that. I see. Yeah.
I shave my head every day.
I was going to make a comment about that Matt may not be as familiar with this product, but Carmine probably is more.
Yeah, I blew it. I that was my big debut. I could have picked that, and I was way off. But that I could see that working though.
I mean, I'm not saying it's great or not great, but I think it's pretty clever. I think when I saw it, I'm like, hey, and and I needed stuff for Father's Day, so that fits the Father's Day mix.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And that's one that didn't make the Today Show, but probably will make the game show. And I'm assuming my panelists aren't watching. So if they are, then I got a problem.
Yeah. And anyone that's watching here, you're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, you can't tell my panelists. If you see Harry Redlick walking down the street, do not tell him about this product.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny. And that's kind of good. You've been doing this for a while. You were able to reach out and get some good guys, some good panelists and things on the show.
Look, in the pandemic, it was easy. Now it's harder. Everybody's got a schedule and they do things now. But during the pandemic, like, Tuesday, 1 o'clock, fine. Now it's like, oh no, I'm doing something. I've got to do this. But it's going to continue on. But again, I can only make it happen. Subscribers and a sponsor. So again, help me, help you. I could see
a sponsor coming in too, because it's a fun thing.
Also, it could be an IP attorney's office. I'm not looking for that much money. It could be easily that, or it could even, anyone who, it'd be great if it was like Amazon, because it's obviously all product related. But I thought like Kickstarter or Indiegogo could do it, or it's just a good venue for. I like about it is it's a great venue to launch new products. It's a great way to showcase a product, have fun with the product, and then sell a product. And in the future, we could actually say, hey, click on this link and you can buy the product. Yeah, that's a good idea. See, that's a good part. You've been doing this, so the progression, and you really are helping some of these product developers because, they just don't know. Everybody needs and once the thing is loaded there, you got the link, you can then use that segment to help you get more publicity. So make me the first step on your ladder up to success. But it can only happen if the show survives, and the show can only survive with your help, everybody.
That's right. I have no doubt. Yeah. Hey, real quick, Steve, we had a couple of people ask, I guess when you showed your book, the screen was blurry or something. So they're asking what the name of your book is again. Gadget Nation.
Gadget Nation.
And it's hardcover too.
It's out in paperback, and it's even an Audible book. So
that's great.
You can catch it in a bunch of different ways. And
awesome.
I just love holding up cards. And so it's a real game show because I have cards. Once I had cards made, I knew it was a real show.
Well, you have the whole thing, the music, everything.
Oh yeah, I went and got a jingle. I got a studio audience, sort of, and I got music, and I really, I take this very seriously. So I admit it's kind of hobby, but I have to grow a hobby to turn it into something else. So that's where I am now.
And you didn't mention the website, so if you want to mention where the website to go to,
GADGETGameshow.com. Very simple. GADGETGameshow.com.
I'm very happy that you printed it on your shirt, not your pants.
Well, that's for a different channel, but no, for this channel, keeping it that way. But go there, click on the YouTube link. It takes you right to the YouTube channel. Right now, there are 34 episodes, 4 more going up in the next couple of days. Wow. And watch some of especially the later episodes. And then please subscribe. Click on that little bell, and that will then notify you when future episodes go up.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Steve, man, it's always fun having you on, my friend.
I love seeing you, Carmine. It's great seeing you, Matt. It's great meeting you. Hopefully our paths will cross. Yes. I do toys too. I go to New York Toy Fair every year. I've gone for like 20-something years. So
this would have been my 34th consecutive, but we didn't have one in 20.
Right. I think this would have been my 27th consecutive. So I'm a good goer of the Toy Fair. I love the Toy Fair.
Awesome. So, very cool.
Hopefully I'll now that I know you.
Now. Yeah.
And I know that you're not shaving. If you shave and you start using this, then we're going to have a problem. As long as you don't shave, we'll be okay.
All right. Thank you. All you listeners out there, we really appreciate you listening today. Go on out to UIAUSA.org and join up. Be a member of the United Inventors Association. It's free, no excuse. Also, go on out to UIA TV. If you are not a subscriber, do that. And go on out to the Greenberg's Gadget Nation. And what the heck is that? And GADGETGameshow.com. Got to go out there. Save the show. That's what we got to do. Save the show.
Save the show. Right. It's free. Just subscribe to it. It doesn't cost you a dime. Come on.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you all for listening. And we will catch you next time on UIA TV.